Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Stephen Mulhern drops heartbreaking news for fans. The red boxes were back. The iconic question, deal or no deal, echoed once again across British living rooms. ITV had relaunched the legendary game show after years off the air, and the buzz had been electric. Fans from the golden era of Noel Edmonds flocked to see how the revived format would unfold. Hosting the new iteration was Stephen Mulhern, quick-witted, charming, and ITV's golden boy. The banker's voice was still dark and theatrical. The stage had been modernised, sleeker now, but the basics remained. 22 contestants. One big question: luck, tension, emotion. But by the second week, Twitter ignited in fury. Why are all the good contestants gone in one episode? ITV has turned Deal or No Deal into Love Island with boxes. This is not the show we loved. This is a popularity contest. Backlash was brewing. Inside ITV's production offices in Manchester, producer Talia Bennett scrolled through the morning headlines, each more brutal than the last. It wasn't just tabloid gossip anymore. Major media outlets were picking up on the wave of discontent. Deal or no deal fix row. Fans furious as if originated ashafts from Lou CK to Luke. Where is DHEFARNS ITV? Talia pinched the bridge of her nose. The new twist, introduced subtly during episode 5, had given the banker new powers. For entertainment purposes, he could now swap out one player each episode for someone more emotionally compelling. The backlash, immediate. The banker had swapped out 64-year-old Mary, a retired nurse beloved by fans, for a flashy TikTok influencer named Chase, who showed up wearing neon green and promoted protein shakes between box opens. The loyal audience, many of them older viewers, felt betrayed. Episode 7 changed everything. Contestant Priya Desai, a quiet, thoughtful woman who had opened her game with a touching story about losing her sister to cancer, was on the edge of a life-changing decision. She had £250,000 and £10 remaining. The room was tense. Stephen Mulhern, sensing history, paused dramatically before asking, "Priya, deal or no deal?" Then came the twist. The banker called. Stephen put the phone down and turned to Priya. "The banker says he'd like to remove you from the game, effective immediately. He believes you've had too good a run. He's invoking the new power play." Gasps, silence, then rage. Priya stared, stunned. "You're joking, right?" Stephen looked heartbroken. "I'm so sorry. It's the new format." Priya was escorted offstage. Social media erupted. "That's not a game show. That's a disgrace. How can you take away someone's chance at 250k just like that? ITV needs to be held accountable." Within 24 hours, a petition titled "Bring Back Real Deal or No Deal" hit 500,000 signatures. The hashtags "Justice for Priya" and "Rigged or No Rigged" trended nationwide. Fan forums that had once speculated on the probability of high red box finishes now speculated on lawsuits and ethics. Gabby Cooper, a 32-year-old superfan from Reading, even appeared on Good Morning Britain to voice her anger. "I grew up watching the show with my gran. It was about luck, community, and heart. This new version, it's a soulless reality TV hybrid. They humiliated Priya. They broke the magic." The clip went viral. Stephen Mulhern released a vague apology video on Instagram, clearly shaken. "I'm just the host, guys. I have no control over the rules. I felt awful. I still do. In a shadowy corner of ITV's studio control room, Tom Hadley, the actor behind the banker's voice, stared at the angry messages flooding his burner email account. The producers insisted the banker twist was essential to boost drama, build social chatter, and target Gen Z audiences. But Tom wasn't comfortable. He'd been the banker for 10 years on the old Channel 4 version under Noel Edmonds. The power he held was an illusion, until now. "They've weaponized the banker," he told Talia in a late-night call. "This isn't psychology anymore. This is sabotage." Talia was silent. "Tom, the numbers don't lie. We've doubled our TikTok clips, and episode 7 got 4.6 million views. But what about the soul of the show?" There was no reply. A week later, a whistleblower from the production team leaked internal memos to the Daily Mirror. The documents confirmed the worst. Contestants were now being selected based on virality potential. Emotional manipulation was encouraged for episodic peaks. The banker's power play had been designed months before filming, not as a random twist, but as a format overhaul. The memo included a chilling directive. Older contestants must not dominate screen time beyond 2 episodes unless tied to a major emotional storyline. The public exploded. Headlines blared. ITV planned to fix deal, or no deal for social media. PRIWs RNLVL STGED4RITINGs. Calls for accountability flooded Ofcom. ITV convened an emergency meeting. Stephen Mulhern threatened to quit. Sponsors, including a major supermarket chain, pulled ads from upcoming episodes. Gabby Logan, appearing on Loose Women, voiced what many felt. "We're seeing a pattern, beloved formats tampered with for digital metrics. But viewers are not fools. They know when heart is missing." Facing public outrage and sponsor withdrawal, ITV released a full statement. "We acknowledge the concerns surrounding Deal or No Deal. Our intent was to modernize the show while maintaining its core. However, it's clear that the audience values authenticity above spectacle. Effective immediately, the banker's power play will be suspended. We apologize to viewers and contestants. It was too little, too late for many." 2 weeks later, in a primetime special titled Deal or No Deal, Redemption, ITV brought Priya Desai back to the studio, not to play, but to speak. The segment began with thunderous applause. Priya, tearful but composed, sat across from Stephen. "I was devastated," she said, "not just for losing the money, but for what it represented. I wasn't even allowed to finish my story." Stephen turned to the banker's booth. "What do you say to that?" The banker's voice crackled through. But this time, it was different. Tom Hadley's voice quivered. "I'm sorry, Priya. What happened was wrong. This shouldn't have been your story to carry." The studio was quiet. Then came the surprise. ITV had agreed, after pressure from fans and sponsors, to give Priya another game, a full fresh play. And this time, no twists. Priya's return to the red boxes was nothing short of magical. The audience cheered for every blue box she opened, wept when she shared more about her sister, and held their breath when the final 2 boxes were revealed, £50 and £250,000 again. The banker offered £92,000. Stephen asked, "Priya, deal or no deal?" She smiled. "This time, I choose for me." She dealt. The studio roared. Her box had contained the £50. Redemption. Justice. Victory. Priya became a national hero. She launched a charitable fund in her sister's name and donated £20,000 to a cause supporting fair representation in media. ITV reinstated classic game rules permanently. Tom Hadley retired as the banker, releasing a heartfelt essay titled The Man Behind the Voice, which became a bestseller. Stephen Mulhern remained host, but demanded, and was granted, producer oversight. As for Deal or No Deal, it found its rhythm again. The red boxes stayed. The heart returned. And viewers learned that even in the age of digital chaos, truth still mattered.